Yeah, good evening, everyone. Still redneck. It's Sunday night, January 3rd. And I got a few things I got to get off my chest. Whether they make sense or not, we'll all find out through the end of this. First off, I want to wish you all a Happy New Year. I personally hope it's a lot better than 2020 was. Hopefully, we'll get rid of this damn lockdown we have down here in California where everybody seems to think that they know what they're doing. And I don't think anybody does. Two, get this election fraud thing straightened out. I read something today where a person in charge of Georgia's elections can't explain why the briefcases of ballots were underneath the table, or what happened to him. Has no explanation for it. But he's not going to disregard it. I mean, acknowledge it even happened. Whatever. I have to give it to the Democrats. They put a lot of time and money into becoming big, out-and-out thieves. So much so that maybe the syndicate ought to worry about them taking over the syndicate. Oh, wait, why do they do that? They got the government. We used to have a decent law enforcement federal presence, the FBI, Department of Justice. How about the Supreme Court judges? They're all a bunch of bought and paid for wusses now. At least going by their actions, you haven't heard a thing from the FBI or the Department of Justice about any of this supposed election fraud. You get all these affidavits, federal affidavits that are signed by people. You got video evidence, all that, and they're not even looking at it. Same with all these judges that have been bought and paid for. Welcome to democracy. Well, then we get to the hypocritical parts. We got all these politicians telling us we all need to be wearing masks. We all need to be doing this, that, and the other. We got to, stop the spread. Stay 6 feet apart. Don't gather, don't congregate. But our politicians can close down Times Square, and then they can go out there and dance on Times Square at New Year's Eve when the ball drops. They can go to the French Laundry and have a big dinner with a bunch of backers and all that stuff. No masks, no nothing. They can get their hair cuts without masks and all that. Now, we're going to talk all this stimulus thing. Oh, they were fighting the stimulus this way, this way, this way. No, they didn't want it. They wanted to give everybody $600, blah, 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 blah. Now, all of a sudden, the Trump wants it 2,000. Well, the Democrats are going to go for it, and the Republicans are stopping it. It's all politics as usual, I guess. Then we get out here to California, and poor old Nancy Pelosi, how poor she is. Her house out here got vandalized. Can you believe it? Some liberal person vandalized Nancy Pelosi's house. Graffitied her house, put pig's head on her, fake blood all over the driveways and everything else. Saying, where is their money? You should feel bad for her. After all, the city of San Francisco had to go in there and clean up her house, take the graffiti off her walls, clean up the pig's blood and all that stuff, and have police try to keep people from taking photographs of it. And then you got Mitch McConnell in Kentucky. His house got done the same thing, pretty much. I wonder if he had to the city he lives in, their police department and everything taking care of it, and public services cleaning up his house. Probably. You know, he is such an important man, don't you know? The thing that pisses me off is, yeah, Trump's a loudmouth, but he does what he was trying to do, what he said he would do. For that, I respect him. What I don't respect is all these mealy-mouthed Republicans who could have helped him all the way through that thing, but instead they fought in tooth and nail. They were as bad as the Democrats as far as bucking the president. Oh, in public they'd say, "Oh yeah, we're behind you." Ha ha ha. When it comes to votes, they weren't. You know, because he was upsetting their apple carts. Well, that's what we put him into office for. That's why he was on the verge of getting reelected. Till in the middle of the night, 90,000, 100,000, 200,000 votes came in all these different places. In the middle of the night. Unsealed boxes of ballots. You know, ballots, with only one thing wrote on them. It's kind of weird. You've had mathematicians say it's statistically impossible for that to happen. You had people testify that the Dominion voting machines were crooked to begin with, and nobody wants to hear it. Did Mr. Trump scare you all so bad that you had to shit your pants? Now we got Biden talking about how we're all going to have to wear masks for 100 days. We're going to have to do this, that, and the other. And it's awful funny to me. We're getting close to inauguration. All of a sudden, we got another surge of a different type of virus. This virus has mutated now. Can anybody see coincidence? They keep saying all these people are dying of COVID. All right, how many people have died of strictly COVID? How many have died because they had underlying circumstances? Why don't you give us the whole truth? You politicians are good at talking transparency. Not too good at showing it. I don't know. Ain't no easy answer. Me, I'm considered a loon. I don't care. I'll speak my mind for as long as I'm able to. Nostradamus, many centuries ago, stated that around this time there'd be, some great crisis, zombie plague or some shit like that. Maybe that's what's coming. Maybe all these sci-fi authors, like Stephen King with The Stand and all that, ain't too far off. Stop and think about it, people. You're all becoming sheep. You're going to sit there and listen to the little magic box tell you what you can do. They're already telling us out here in California we're liable to be locked down until the middle of February at least. Ain't that just wonderful? Another fun year. Everybody's temper's getting bad because they can't do anything, can't go anywhere. But the politicians can do what they want to do. And you wonder why people are losing their friggin' minds. You got a whole lot of people out there hurting because their businesses are being closed down, their employment's gone. But you see all these politicians sitting on their butts doing nothing, getting paid all the time. It's just don't make no sense to me, people. I could be wrong. If I am, I am. I say open the damn place up, let people get back to work. We all take our chances like we have throughout our whole lives. Do we need Big Brother to tell us when to breathe, when to walk, when to talk, when to drive? No, I don't think so. If the COVID's out there wants to take me, let it take me. I don't care. I'll still keep doing what I'm doing. Work until I can't. That's what men do. That's what Americans do. They pull themselves up by their bootstraps and keep going. That's our history. Now, there are a lot of clowns out there that want to become socialists. They want the ease of Big Brother telling you what to do and giving you money for doing nothing and all this other stuff. That's not my lifestyle. I want to take my wife out to dinner. I'd like to be able to go out to dinner. I want to take a road trip up to the desert. I'd like to be able to do so without asking permission. Also, it's kind of funny, right after the election, anybody notice the gas prices went up again? We need to get rid of the censorship by big tech. We need to quit playing patty cake with China and Russia, and Iran, all of them. I'm hearing recorded conversations from Biden and the Ukraine people. All this other shit. And nobody can find anything wrong. And why is it Joe Biden gets all the softball questions? Nobody asks him any of the hard questions. Is it because they're afraid he's going to stumble and not answer them? Or he's going to stumble and tell the truth? And how long is it, if he ever takes office, before he's pushed to the side, you have President Harris? Think about it, people. You created a shitstorm. Now it's about to land in your lap. If you disagree with what I said, send me an email, redneckrebel1956@gmail.com, or leave me a comment here. I don't care, I'll answer it. Truth is truth. Facts are facts. For a country that's supposedly under siege by this thing, all you're doing is killing the country. Is that helping anybody? Remember our military serving here and abroad? Remember our vets coming home and the ones that are here. Give them a hand up, not a handout. And first and foremost, remember all our police, fire, and EMTs and the hospital staff. They're all standing in line for you. Not that any of us deserve it. But they need our help. They need law enforcement, firemen. I've got your six if you need it. I see you in a bind, I'll help you. It's the old redneck. We're out.